was Archimedes, and how did his inventions impact societies then and now? First, you'll need some context. Archimedes lived between 287 and 212 BCE, because time counted down. He was an inventor, mathematician, and astronomer who lived in Sicily or Syracuse, Italy. He was also known as a mastermind of warfare. During his time, the Romans were trying to invade Syracuse for its natural resources and grain. Upon hearing that Archimedes' weapons would be deployed, they despaired. That's how good his tech was. Now, on to his inventions. Archimedes invented many useful weapons and tools. We should start with the tools that had more short-term impacts at the time. First would be the Archimedes screw. Unlike the screws that hold wood together, this screw pumps water against gravity and is one of the earliest hydraulic machines. It would pump water out of boats and provided water to arid regions like Egypt. That was pretty quick. Next is the Archimedes claw. This machine used fulcrums and pulleys to control large metal hooks that would lift enemy ships into the air, dropping them back down and capsizing them. Now we can move on to the Antikythera mechanism and the Archimedes principle. The Antikythera mechanism was the world's first analog computer. Although it didn't really use electricity, it calculated the positions of the moon, sun, and planets, and could even calculate when an eclipse would happen. The Archimedes principle, however, was less of an invention and more of an idea. It establishes that any floating object displaces its own weight of the fluid it's in. This explains why objects float instead of sinking. I don't know about you, but that idea sure floats my boat. I don't know what I'm doing. Anyway, this also impacts our world today, so let's go ahead and move on. Today, the Archimedes principle has allowed us to create many vehicles and machines, such as submarines, ships, and hot air balloons. Another one of Archimedes' ideas was a formula. Well, two formulas actually. He created the formulas for surface area and volumes of a sphere, and these formulas are actually much more revolutionary than you may think sitting in your math class. They allow scientists to calculate celestial bodies and make cool comparisons like the one on your screen. Now, we're back to some inventions that might grab your attention if you're lost. Don't worry, it's not the claw again. There is a death ray. Archimedes invented a quote-unquote death ray that was long debated by scientists if it even existed. Of course, this isn't your average sci-fi laser. Archimedes used shiny, polished copper shields in the sun's rays to light enemy ships aflame. Although we don't really set people on fire anymore, we do use similar technology for solar panels. And those solar panels do end up reflecting the sun's rays and, hitting birds, and they do get lit on fire. But back to what I was doing. Fun fact, harbors in Alexandria, Egypt use similar mirrors and lighthouses to guide ships safely into their harbors. Another invention that may interest you is the steam cannon, or it is also known as the first gun in history. Leonardo da Vinci himself credits Archimedes with the first steam cannon. And remember, this was around 2,000 years before the Industrial Revolution. A heating chamber that got up to 212 degrees Fahrenheit turned water into steam, building up pressure behind a cannonball. Wood pieces at the end would hold it in place until... This same principle applies to modern-day weapons such as the AK-47 or the M777 howitzer. It also powers one of today's most formidable weapons, the Nimitz-class aircraft carrier. As I mentioned previously, this machine is steam-powered. Steam still plays a large role today, especially on this boat. It fires planes off the ship like a modern catapult. We use Archimedes' inventions all day, every day, whether it be in your math class, in your future career, or elsewhere. His impacts helped society then, and they help us now. Thanks for watching.